My research into the association between the university's history and Thomas Jefferson's agrarian values emphasizes the importance of including a vision for prominent educational and historical kitchen gardens in university planning guides. Jefferson designed the original grounds to promote a self-reliant hub of living and learning, which was in part sustained by activity in the pavilion gardens. These spaces served as utilitarian areas dedicated not only to cultivation, but to animal pens, smokehouses, and workspaces. Cultivation uses included plants for food, medicine, textiles, dyes, and other materials used to sustain and enhance life. Evidence suggests that cultivation-wise, the gardens were used as both vegetable plots and orchards, and utilized for kitchens in the hotel dining rooms. As exemplified in the Mulberry Row Garden at Monticello, one of Jefferson's greatest passions was experimenting with agricultural techniques and plant varieties, and he had great hopes of improving knowledge of the natural world and enhancing agriculture in America. Even at the time, his ideas about cultivation and the usefulness of garden-grown plants were novel, and raised the notion that not only was Jefferson a founding father, but a founding foodie. Prior to his death, he stated his wishes for the introduction of a school of botany into the institution. His primary intention was for a teaching garden at the university, to be used not at all in things of mere curiosity, but instead to be planted and cultivated for enhancing the student intellectual experience. 6 acres where Alderman and Clemens libraries and Nameless Field now exist were identified as a piece of proper soil and site for a garden and a planting of trees. From this, and other letters and notes, it is clear that Thomas Jefferson fully intended for the students of his university to obtain as deep and fundamental an appreciation for and an understanding of gardening and agriculture as any other science. His belief that cultivators of the earth are the most vigorous, the most independent, and the most virtuous compelled him to stress that the university experience be rounded out with knowledge of the intended natural world. As we know, the advent of industrialized food systems has steered us away from this vision. Recently, however, universities around the country have started to embrace values that parallel Jefferson's vision in order to restore our health and food identity. The Yale Sustainable Food Project is among the original models of university gardens, which looks back at the land to reconnect university students to their food roots and community. In particular, the Sustainable Food Project incorporates long-forgotten historical aspects of the school in order to address a modern issue. By nodding to the school's past as Connecticut's original land-grant university, the Sustainable Food Project seeks to foster a culture that draws meaning and pleasures from the connections among people, land, and food. This community is driven by students, but also draws members of the university community such as professors and staff, in addition to residents of New Haven. Apart from providing a local source of ingredients for university dining halls, the Sustainable Food Project includes a large educational component that inspires big questions and crucial research. Numerous conferences, weekly lecture event series, and hands-on programs allow students to learn about sustainable agriculture and its relation to the environment, health, politics, and the global economy. At the University of Virginia, many CIOs and 3 student gardens speak to a great and formalized interest in making the food movement a major characteristic of the university. In order to align itself in commitment to sustainability, historic preservation, and innovative learning, it is suggested that the university outline goals for the establishment and use of working gardens at UVA within existing grounds planning frameworks. The university should consider exploring the capacity for expanding working gardens at the university, highlighting Jeffersonian heritage and visions of learning environments by enhancing the living history of the pavilion gardens, and strengthening the university's commitment to sustainability through the establishment of demonstrative gardens for hands-on learning. As landscape architecture professor Nancy Takahashi discusses, this act by the university would promote the establishment of spaces that educate people, so that we may learn and be inspired by our surroundings. For example, this could be achieved by adding to the existing food gardens that are associated with dining halls. The Pavilion 9 garden, which features orchard-style landscaping, could be used as a garden for West Range Cafe. A part of Nameless Field could similarly be designated to work with Newcomb Dining Hall. The university could institutionalize such places by affiliating them with the existing Global Sustainability minor, or by creating a garden-based youth seminar, and by promoting STEM learning and experimentation in these spaces. Creating such opportunity at the residential colleges such as Brown and the IRC would make us distinct among universities by enhancing our existing commitment to the living learning model. By intertwining critical modern issues with these unique Jeffersonian ideas, UVA would enhance its means of parlaying our deep respect for living history into meaningful action.